The story I'd like to tell you today, I use just one picture to point and tell the story. This story is called Anansi's Hunger. It comes from Africa, and Anansi is a trickster. He's a spider. Tricksters are troublemakers. They're funny and, well, they get into trouble. I researched many other versions of Anansi and told this story in my own way. It's illustrated by Hungarian artist Andras Balogh. It was the dry season. There was no rain at all, and it was very hot. There wasn't a lot of food. So Anansi, the spider, was very, very hungry. All of his people were very, very hungry too. So he thought, oh, I must go and find food for my people. So one day he saw on the horizon smoke coming from a distant town. He thought, oh, perhaps there is something good to eat. So Anansi, with his 8 little legs, well, he ran as fast as he could to that town. And whoa, when he got there, he saw that the whole town was populated with cassava. Only cassava. He looked at that yummy food, cassava, and said, oh, how I wish I could eat you. The cassava said, at your service. How do you want us? Roasted, fried, or boiled? Anansi said, oh, I'll eat you any way you want. So the cassava roasted themselves. Anansi was just about to sit down and eat when he saw on the horizon smoke coming from a distant town. And he thought, oh, maybe there is something even better to eat. He got up and the cassava said, no, don't go. But Anansi, he ran to that next town. And he found that the whole town was filled with bananas. Only bananas. Ooh, well, Anansi was so hungry now. He looked at them and said, oh, how I wish I could eat you. And the bananas said, at your service. How do you want us? Roasted, fried, or boiled? Anansi said, oh, it doesn't matter. Any way you want. So the bananas fried themselves. Anansi was just about to sit down and eat when he saw on the horizon smoke coming from a distant town. And he thought, oh, maybe there is something even better I can eat. He got up and those bananas said, no, don't go. But Anansi, he ran as fast as those little 8 legs could carry him. And that town he found was filled with only rice. Just rice. Oh, by now, Anansi was really hungry. He looked at the rice and what did he say? Oh, how I wish I could eat you. And the rice said, at your service. How do you want us? Roasted, fried, or boiled? Anansi said, it doesn't matter. I'll eat you any way you want. So the rice boiled themselves. What do you think happened next? Anansi was just about to sit down and eat when he saw on the horizon smoke coming from a distant town. And what do you think he thought? Perhaps there is something even better I can eat. And what do you think the rice said? No, don't go. Nancy didn't listen. He ran and he ran and he ran. He was so hungry. He ran and he ran. When he finally got to that town, oh no! He's back where he started, back in his own town. Oh! He fainted and fell asleep. Well, when he woke up, his wife gave him a bowl of fish bone soup. He tried to tell his people about those towns that were filled with what? Cassava, bananas, and rice. But nobody believed Anansi because nobody could find those towns. So Anansi, after all that, he was still hungry, and his people were still hungry. That's the story of Anansi's hunger. Now we close our theater. I hope you enjoyed hearing that story. Did you see some pictures of your own in your heads? Are you ready to write your own stories now? I hope you make your own Kamishibai and draw those pictures, and you can point to the picture too to tell your story. Because remember, if you can speak it, you can write it down too. So, I'm Sydney Solis. Have fun writing and telling your own stories, and I hope you make some Kamishibai too. Thanks for joining.